Hey there, my little adventurers! Ready for an amazing story that'll make your jaw drop faster than a sandwich falling off your lunch tray? Well, buckle up, because today's Bible adventure is super-sized. Welcome to the incredible story of how Jesus fed 5,000 people with just a tiny lunch. And trust me, this wasn't some fancy catering service. This was a miracle that'll make your eyes pop. Let's dive right in. So picture this. Jesus had been super busy healing sick people, making blind folks see, helping people walk again, and doing all sorts of amazing miracles. Word spread faster than gossip at recess, and soon thousands of people were following him everywhere. These weren't just small crowds, my little adventurers. We're talking more people than at the biggest stadium you've ever seen. And guess what? They were so excited to see Jesus that they forgot one teeny tiny important thing: lunch. Jesus and his friends, the disciples, tried to find a quiet spot on a mountain to rest. But the crowd found them anyway. Jesus looked down and saw thousands of hungry people coming his way. Oh, talk about a snack emergency! Jesus turned to his disciple Philip and asked, "Where are we going to buy bread for all these people?" But here's the secret. Jesus already knew what he was going to do. He was just testing Philip. Philip, clearly panicking, said, "Even if we worked for half a year, we couldn't buy enough bread for everyone to have just one bite." He started dramatically calculating on his fingers. Philip was basically saying, "That's impossible!" And honestly, my little adventurers, he had a point. That's more sandwiches than all the school lunches in your whole town. But then, wait for it, Andrew, another disciple, found a little boy in the crowd. And this boy had 5 small loaves and 2 tiny fish. That's it? That's like trying to share one cookie with your entire school. It seemed about as useful as bringing a water gun to put out a forest fire. But you know what? This brave little boy wasn't worried. He happily gave his whole lunch to Jesus. And remember this part, my little adventurers. Sometimes the smallest gift can make the biggest difference when you give it to Jesus. Then Jesus said something that probably made the disciples scratch their heads in confusion. He told everybody to sit down on the green grass, like they were at a giant picnic. Can you imagine 5,000 people sitting down for lunch with nothing to eat? That's more people than you can count. Now watch closely, because this is where it gets super amazing. Jesus took those 5 little loaves and 2 tiny fish. He looked up to heaven, thanked God for the food, just like you might do before dinner. And then he started breaking the bread, and boom! There was more and more and more. It was like the bread and fish were playing a game of multiply, multiply, multiply. The disciples began passing out the food to everyone. And get this, they didn't just get a tiny taste. The Bible says they all ate as much as they wanted, full tummies for everyone. People were eating happily, looking amazed, and children were giggling with joy. It was the most epic picnic ever. But wait, there's more. After everyone was super full, Jesus told his disciples, "Gather up all the leftovers. Let nothing be wasted." Now that's a lesson your parents probably tell you too. So they started gathering and gathering and collecting all the leftover pieces. And guess what? They filled 12 huge baskets with leftover bread. That's more leftovers than the food they started with. Talk about a supernatural, supersized meal. The people were so impressed that they started talking excitedly among themselves. They said, "This must be the prophet we've been waiting for." They even wanted to make Jesus their king right then and there. But Jesus knew that wasn't God's plan. So he quietly slipped away to a mountain by himself. He didn't come to be the kind of king they were thinking of. He came for something much bigger. So, my little adventurers, what can we learn from this incredible story? First, Jesus cares about all our needs, even when we're hungry. He notices when our tummies rumble, when we're sad, or when we need help. Second, Jesus can take something tiny and make it enormous. That little boy gave what seemed like nothing special, but Jesus turned it into enough for thousands. What small things can you give to Jesus that he might use in big ways? And finally, Jesus provides more than enough. 12 baskets of leftovers proves that God doesn't just meet our needs. He overflows them with his love and care. So next time you think what you have to offer isn't enough, maybe your talents seem too small or your help seems too little, remember the boy with 5 loaves and 2 fish. Jesus can multiply whatever we give him with willing hearts. Here's your adventure challenge for today, my friends. Give what you have to Jesus, no matter how small it seems, and watch what amazing things he can do with it. Until next time, my little adventurers, keep exploring God's amazing Word. Thanks for joining today's Bible adventure. If you love this story, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more amazing Bible stories.